Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Lily Augustin, and today we're diving into your masculine energy and activating your masculine energy in your life. So when we start looking at your masculine and your feminine energy, I want to first clarify we're not talking about gender and we're not talking about style. Your masculine and feminine energy can actually be characterized by different characteristics within your life, within your body, within the way you interact with life. And you also have masculine and feminine energy that is just running through your body. It's actually weaving its way up and around your spine and is really beautiful. So everybody has masculine and feminine energy. This is not that you resonate or you relate to a masculine energy or you resonate or you relate to a feminine energy. You actually have both. And what's really powerful is when we realize that it's the integration of both our masculine and our feminine energy that allows us to live in our fullest expression. So to make that make sense, let's dive a little bit into what actually is your masculine energy. So your masculine and your feminine energy are the energies of like yin and yang that operate within our world, right? They're two sides to the same coin. So your masculine energy is that energy of endurance, while your feminine energy is the energy of rest. Your masculine energy is the energy of knowing and logic, whereas your feminine energy is wisdom and intuition. Your masculine energy is linear, whereas your feminine energy is cyclical. Your masculine energy is strategy and plan, while your feminine energy is flow. Your masculine energy is structure and discipline, and your feminine energy is creativity and fluidity. And your masculine energy is giving, whereas your feminine energy is receiving. So when we start tapping into our masculine energy, we can start noticing these characteristics in different areas of our life, right? Our current society runs in a very masculine energy way. We are expected to show up the same way every day. Knowledge is valued over wisdom. We value structure and plan and discipline and endurance. But sometimes when we start getting too far into our masculine energy, we have this moment where we go all the way into our feminine energy. This is what we see a lot in New Age spirituality, is once we start reclaiming our feminine energy, we can get lost in just our feminine energy. But here's the thing, masculine and feminine energy work together to help support us within our life. So your divine masculine is your structure. It gives you structure for your feminine energy to flow within. If you did not have that structure, your feminine energy, that creativity, that fluidity, that receiving, that rest, that being able to deepen into your wisdom wouldn't have a direction. Yeah, you wouldn't have a direction without your masculine energy. Your masculine energy is your goals, it's your drive. That's why we need them both. And your shadow work, which is your work of integrating and accepting that those parts of yourself that you've rejected, is going to be in reclaiming the energy that maybe feels a little bit less comfortable for you. So if you feel very comfortable in your feminine energy, your shadow work is reclaiming your masculine. If you feel really comfortable in your masculine energy, your shadow work is going to be reclaiming your feminine. If this is resonating and you're like, oh yeah, I'm totally cool with my masculine, I need to reclaim my feminine, go check out my 5 ways to activate your divine feminine. But today we're going to activate your divine masculine. So let's go ahead and get started in 5 ways you can activate your divine masculine in your day-to-day life in a very healthy and structured, empowered, courageous way. Okay, number 1, get comfortable in the discomfort of life. This is such a powerful skill because it is a skill. This is something that we learn and we practice to start implementing in your day-to-day life. So when we start diving into our own inner work, our own shadow work, right, which is the reclaiming of those rejected aspects of ourselves, once we start becoming more aware of our body, our mind, our soul, and what we need, when we start becoming more aware of our menstrual cycle, our moon cycle, the cycles that govern our life, we're going to start feeling discomfort. It just happens. When we step out of our comfort zone, when we step into new territory, we feel that discomfort. And that discomfort is really important for us to be able to sit with. It's important for us to be able to sit with the discomfort of our emotions, to be able to witness them instead of get spiraled into them, to be able to look at them, see them, and respond to our life instead of react to our life. So when we start looking at activating our masculine energy, it is really important for us to get comfortable in the discomfort of life. That is actually very empowering. I know I'm saying it now and I'm thinking about this and I'm like, ooh, That could sound like a huge turnoff, but no, actually getting comfortable in the discomfort of life is a very empowering sensation, because then you are in control of how you respond to your emotions, how you respond to what your body needs, how you respond to other people, how you respond to life experiences. You are then the driver of how you respond and control that. You're no longer just reacting to everything around you. So learning how to get uncomfortable in the discomfort, getting comfortable getting comfortable in the discomfort is actually activating your masculine energy, and is a really great practice to bring into your day-to-day life. Now, the reason this practice is so powerful is because it helps us practice and sink into our self-discipline and into our endurance, which are both very masculine qualities for us. Being able to have self-discipline in those moments, to be able to endure by doing tasks that are uncomfortable for us but need to be done, which are going to bring us more happiness and peace in the long run. We need to be able to sink into that discomfort, face it, and be able to sink into our self-discipline. So getting comfortable in the discomfort is really powerful for activating our endurance and our self-discipline, especially in tasks and moments where our mind just wants to run away and escape. This gets to be a very powerful practice. Number 2, learn from your life, learn from your mistakes without judging yourself. So one of the characteristics of our masculine energy is knowledge and learning, right? Being able to gain knowledge from our life. We are so gifted. We are so gifted, and we are gifted this life to be able to learn, to grow, to explore, to experience. And that is part of being human. So when we go about our daily life and we make perceivable mistakes, or when we feel that we have made a mistake, it's really easy for us to fall into self-judgment and to be like, oh my gosh, you should have known better, or why did you do that, or you should have done this. And it's really easy for us to get stuck in that. And when we get stuck in that, we're stuck in our own suffering, right? Life is about learning, growing, learning the consequences of actions, and then responding and making choices in the future based off of that new knowledge that we have. Now, when we're starting to integrate our masculine energy by learning instead of judging ourselves, what's really powerful is when we're able to take a step back, look at any kind of perceivable mistake that we've made, and look at the consequence and be like, okay, that action led to this consequence. I want a different consequence in my life, so I'm going to take a different action in the future. Here's the catch. If you find yourself being like, I should have known that though, you didn't know that in the moment. You did the best that you could have done in that moment. You didn't know that until you went through that whole experience, right? If you had known it, you probably would have done differently, right? But you needed that experience in order to learn that consequence for that action, in order to learn and grow. You only now know that there was a different way, or maybe a quote unquote better way, because you went through that experience. That's a celebration, guys. That is you becoming wiser. That is you growing. That is you learning. And when we're able to accept that and be like, oh, okay, I see what just happened here. I now know how I want to move forward. I know that like next time I'm going to make this choice, because now I know, now I am wiser, now I have grown, now I have learned the consequence of these actions. That is when we're able to step out of getting stuck in self-judgment and move on with our life, continuing to grow and expand as the beautiful humans that we are. This is literally what we are meant to do, right? We are here to grow, to learn, and expand, but we can't do that when we're constantly stuck and beating ourselves up emotionally around everything that we're doing. So when you find yourself in this kind of situation, even when for other people too, like if you want to judge someone else, it's really powerful to be like, okay, they're learning as well. We are all learning, and then taking that wisdom and moving on. So instead of judging yourself next time, try practicing taking a step back when you make a mistake, looking at what you believe was a mistake, looking at the consequences, being like, okay, now I'm going to choose a different action in the future because now I have gone through this experience, I'm wiser, and now I know. And then move on. That is such a powerful way to not only activate your divine masculine energy, to learn rather than judge, and to continue moving on with your life. It is so powerful to do that, not only to activate your masculine energy, but it also helps you move through the theme of judgment so that you don't get stuck in that suffering. Number 3, to activate your masculine energy, I invite you to start practicing daily routines. The routines give us structure in our day. They allow us to start our morning with structure. They allow us to finish our evening with structure. Maybe you have a midday routine that you want to put in place, but creating routines that truly support you are going to help you activate that element of structure in your life so that your feminine energy can flow within it, so that you have a structure, a container to flow within on a day-to-day basis. This is so powerful. And this is something, as a cyclical living and inner work guide, I help my clients create routines that truly support them, that are in alignment with their body. So when we start looking at activating your masculine energy, when we start looking at creating routines in your day-to-day life that support you, there's two ways we can go about this, right? We can go about this in only our masculine energy, which is linear, right? So it's creating the same routine every day and doing it every single day of your life. But that is only your masculine energy, right? That's not going to serve you because it's not integrating both your feminine and your masculine together. What I suggest you do is, if you are ready or feeling called to create routines to activate your masculine energy, is to create them in alignment with your body and with your unique cycle. So if you are an individual with a womb, or who once had a womb, or if you are a woman, you cycle on approximately a 28-day basis, which means that each week of your cycle, your body, your energy, your emotions, your hormones, they all are shifting, and they're all going to be different. And you need something different each week of your cycle to support yourself. So when you're creating these structured routines, it's really important to, one, keep them open-ended so that you can flow within them. Maybe that looks like, I am going to work out every morning. But that's open-ended, right? You could do a yoga class. You could do a core workout. You could go get on your Peloton. You could do all of these different things that then support your body, and you can shift what kind of workout you do to support your body. Maybe one of your morning routines is that you are going to start the morning outside. Maybe during one of your inner seasons, you go for a run. Maybe another inner season, you just sit outside and breathe in fresh air. Having these more open-ended routines is going to allow you to have structure and flow in alignment with your body within that structure. This is so powerful. This is so beautiful. And this is game-changing for how you experience your life, guys. This is like one of my huge tips to help you change how you experience each day, is to start supporting your unique body within that day in a way that's in alignment with you. So having that structured routine that is open-ended, that is simple, keep it simple, keep it simple, keep it so that you can actually stay accountable to it, so you can actually do it every day, is going to be very powerful. And then include things that inspire you, include things that are fun, that motivate you, that feel good on you. There's a lot of times when we start getting into this realm of, I'm going to create a morning routine, or I'm going to create an evening routine, there's a lot of like quote unquote shoulds, of like, you should do this or you should do that. I'm going to invite you to just push all of that away. Push all of those shoulds away and create a routine that you actually enjoy, that actually supports you as an individual, because you are unique and you are beautifully unique. So creating routines in your day-to-day life that give you structure that to then flow within is such a powerful way to activate your masculine energy. So beautiful. Another beautiful way to activate your masculine energy within routines is to script your next day, the day before. If you grab a journal and pen the night before you go to sleep, and just write out, in as if it's happening, how you want the next morning to go, that already gives you structure to wake up and be like, okay, I have a structure. I know that I'm going to be waking up. I know that I'm going to wake up with gratitude. This is what I'm going to do. Having that structure in place allows you to be able to sink into your fluidity in a more empowered way, and have a little bit more direction and structure to feel confident in moving through your day. So those are beautiful practices to start implementing in your day-to-day life in order to start activating your masculine energy. Number 4, set goals. Okay, so from the perspective of a person who was really heavy in my masculine energy for the longest period of time, I was so good with goal setting, so good at that. That also meant I lived fully in the future, and I did not know how to live in the present. Unfortunately, I didn't learn how to live in the present moment until I met my partner, who had no goals and did not set any kind of future plans. And he just lived fully present. And what ended up happening is that together we ended up balancing each other out. He started looking a little bit more into the future and setting goals, I started living more in the present, actually enjoying my present moment and the life that I have here in the now, instead of constantly living in a place that hasn't happened yet and is probably going to happen very differently than what's inside my mind, right? So a way to activate your masculine energy, though, is to set goals. And that we can do this in a very healthy way. We can set goals in a way where we still are living present, where we still are the drivers of our own happiness. And the way that I suggest you do that is to set goals, but not to project your happiness onto those goals. Don't project life is going to be perfect and I'm going to be so happy and at peace when I reach that goal. When we do that, we project our own happiness away from us, outside of our present moment. And what ends up happening is when we get that goal and it doesn't fulfill us in the way we think it's going to, then we reach for another goal. We continue projecting our own happiness so that we never truly feel fulfilled ourselves in the present moment. Your fulfillment and your happiness is not related to what your quote unquote success. It is not related to what you achieve. It is not related to what you have. Your own happiness always comes from within you, which means you are the one that gets to decide when you are happy. And this is a practice, right? It's a practice of learning contentment in the present moment. So when you set goals, goals help us have direction, right? It helps us strive for things within our life. It helps us change our reality to become a reality that we feel inspired and empowered in. It helps us serve others. It helps us serve ourselves. Goals are important. They activate our masculine energy. They are important. But when you set your goals as things to work towards, to achieve towards, not as things that are going to dictate your happiness when you achieve them. A beautiful way to do this is to practice every day moving towards your goals and showing up for your goals 100% with complete surrender to what that outcome of your effort looks like. Let me rephrase this so it makes a little bit more sense. When we show up every day for our goals, we are continually moving forwards, right? We are moving forwards in our life. We are moving closer to that goal. We are still in our power. Because when we surrender the outcome of our efforts, when we surrender what these efforts actually look like at the end, we're able to tune back in and actually respond and control what we can control. So when we set goals, say you set a goal that like in a year, you want to have this amount of financial income. Well, there's a lot of factors that contribute into that, right? It's your own effort. Other people's effort contribute to that. There are so many factors in our life that we cannot control. Unfortunately, as much as we want to think that we're the full creators and controller of our life, there are so many factors in our life that we cannot control because we are not living in this world by ourselves, right? We are living this world with so many beautiful people. We are just a part of this beautiful world that we get to experience. And all of our journeys are all navigating and intertwining and working together in a beautiful divine plan. That we are not the ones that are in control of that plan. But what we are in control of is how we show up for ourselves and how we show up for our goals. When we show up 100% for ourselves and our goals, we are able to be the ones in control of how we move in our life, how we respond to life. But in order to maintain our own happiness, we need to surrender the outcome. We need to realize that the outcome of our goals doesn't need to happen for us to be happy. Okay? Try sitting with that. If that triggers you in any way, that's okay. That might be part of your inner work. And I encourage you to just witness it and sit with that discomfort and just witness what's coming up for you. So when you're setting goals, activating your masculine energy by setting goals in your life, I encourage you to set goals to return knowing that your happiness is not dependent on that goal coming true. Your happiness comes from within you. You are whole, complete, and enough just the way you are right now. Yeah. But when you set that goal, when you activate that masculine energy, I invite you to show up for it every day. Show up for it. Do the inner work that's keeping you from actually putting in action. Show up with an empowered action, and then surrender what the outcome of those efforts look like, knowing that everything's going to turn out beautifully, exactly how it's meant to turn out on your journey. Your responsibility is to show up for it. Okay. Number 5 is to get organized, guys. This one is what I'm working on right now. So I did the going straight from my masculine energy all the way into my feminine energy. And now I'm working also on integrating my masculine and my feminine together. This is a lifetime journey that we're on all together doing this. So getting organized is a beautiful way to activate your masculine energy. Maybe this looks like getting organized in your work. Maybe this looks like getting your finances organized. Maybe this looks like cleaning your home or organizing your dishes or doing something that helps bring a little bit more organization into your day-to-day life. This is a beautiful way to activate your masculine energy, because when we have things organized, we're able to flow within that system, right? So right now, for example, I'm working on getting my finances organized so that I actually am fully aware of my finances, and so that I can flow and take empowered action with awareness around my finances. But it needs to be organized for me to know that first. So look at the areas of your life where you feel like you could bring in a little bit more organization, and now realize organizing is a skill that is unrelated from your self-worth. If organizing is not something that comes easily for you, that's okay. That means it's a skill you get to learn. It's important when we learn these skills in our life to separate them from our self-worth. You are always worthy. You are always whole. You are always complete. You are always enough. This is a skill. Organization is a skill unrelated to your worthiness. So as you start practicing organization in your life, as you start looking at the different areas where maybe you can get a little bit more organized, remember that the process of getting organized is learning a skill, right? It's learning a practice, and that's very powerful. Go you for learning a new skill, right? Okay, so that is our last one for today, is looking at the different areas in your life where you can be a little bit more organized, where you can start practicing organization with baby steps. Take it one step at a time. I am sending you so much love. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I hope that these practices help you in your day-to-day life. Pick one that inspired you and try implementing that over the next few weeks. Try practicing it. Try incorporating it into your life a little bit more on a day-to-day basis, and see what happens. See what energies shift within your life. See how you feel as you do this and as you grow through your masculine energy. These are so powerful, and I can't wait for you to explore them. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can either drop a comment on this video. You can reach out to me on Instagram at Lilia_Gustin. You can schedule a tea date on my website for my butterfly journey, which is my one-on-one coaching program. You can send me an email. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions or if you just want to share. I'm here to hear all of it. And I'm sending you so much love in your beautiful day.